2025 is about to see the most buyer-friendly housing market we've seen in years. Multiple organizations predict mortgage rates will stabilize by the end of the year, housing inventory will increase, and buyers are finally getting the upper hand. But what does that mean for you? Especially if you're both buying and selling. If you've been waiting for lower rates to make your move, the window of opportunity is opening. But with more homes hitting the market, sellers need a strategy to stand out and maximize their home's value. Timing, pricing, and preparation are going to make or break your success. So, should you buy now or wait? Should you sell now before competition grows? Let's break it all down to 5 things you need to consider so you can make the best move for your family in 2025. First, let's address the elephant in the room. If you've been holding off on buying because you're waiting for lower interest rates, you're not alone. But here's the big question. Will waiting actually save you money, or could it end up costing you more? Let's break it down. Experts predict that by the end of 2025, mortgage rates will stabilize somewhere between 6.2 and 6.5%. That's definitely better than what we saw last year, but it's probably not the dramatic drop that some buyers were hoping for. And even if rates were to fall below that range, here's what happens next. More buyers jump back into the market and home prices go up. Let's say you wait and the rate drops to 5.5% next year. That sounds great, right? But you won't be the only one thinking that. More demand means bidding wars return and sellers stop offering incentives. Suddenly, you're paying tens of thousands more for the same home. Compare that to buying in today's market. Right now, buyers have negotiation power. You can ask for seller-paid closing costs, rate buy-downs, and price reductions. Things that become much harder when the market gets competitive again. One of the best tools you have today is a permanent rate buy down. Instead of waiting and hoping for lower rates, you can negotiate with the seller to buy down your interest rates now, dropping it below what's projected even for next year. That way you get a lower monthly payment and take advantage of today's prices before they start climbing again. And if rates do drop significantly in the future, you refinance. But the key is you're already building equity while everyone else is still sitting on the sidelines. So, should you wait or buy now? If you're financially ready, waiting might not actually save you money. It could cost you more in the long run. And speaking of how this shifting market impacts both buyers and sellers, let's talk about inventory. If you've been frustrated by limited options over the past few years, I have good news. More homes are hitting the market and buyers finally have choices. But for sellers, this also means more competition. So, what does that mean for you? Over the past few years, we've seen extremely low inventory, which led to bidding wars, skyrocketing prices, and buyers having to waive inspections and appraisals just to get a house. But now things are shifting. More homes are coming on the market, giving buyers more negotiating power and options to find a home that truly fits their needs. This is great if you're buying because it means you're less likely to face intense bidding wars, you have time to make a decision instead of rushing, and sellers are more willing to negotiate on prices, repairs, and even closing costs. But if you're selling, this is where the strategy really matters. More inventory means buyers aren't forced to settle like they were before. If your home isn't priced correctly or doesn't stand out, it could sit on the market longer than you expect. Or worse, you might have to cut your price to attract buyers. So, how do you navigate this market? Now is the time to take advantage of seller concessions. You can negotiate rate buy-downs, repair credits, and closing costs, things that were almost impossible just a few years ago. You can actually shop and compare homes instead of settling for whatever's available. And because inventory is still not quite back to pre-pandemic levels, acting sooner rather than later gives you an edge before demand picks up again. If you're selling, you have to be realistic with prices. Homes that are overpriced will sit, while competitively priced homes will still move. Presentation matters. Buyers today have options, so staging, Curb appeal and professional photos can make a big difference. Negotiation is back on the table, so be prepared to offer closing cost assistance or consider rate buydowns to attract buyers. So whether you're buying or selling, understanding how to work with this market rather than against it will make all the difference. With more homes hitting the market, buyers have more choices, but sellers need to be strategic and stand out. Whether you're buying, selling, or both, having the right plan in place is key. If you're looking to make a move in the Atlanta area, I'd love to help you navigate this shifting market. And if you're outside of Atlanta, I have a trusted network of agents across the country that can help you find the right home wherever you're looking. Just click the link in the description and get in touch with me directly. And to make your next move even easier, I'm happy to send you my personal buyers and sellers guide packed with insights to help you make informed decisions with confidence. Reach out anytime. Now, let's talk about pricing strategies to help sellers stand out in 2025. With more homes hitting the market, pricing your home correctly is more important than ever. Overpricing will push buyers away, while underpricing could leave money on the table. So how do you find that sweet spot and sell for top dollar? Let's break it down. Many sellers make the mistake of pricing too high, thinking that they can lower the price later. But here's the problem. Homes that sit on the market too long raise red flags for buyers. They start wondering, what's wrong with this house? And lowball offers start rolling in. Instead, focus on competitive pricing. Look at recently sold homes in your area, not just asking prices, but what the home actually sold for. Next, consider current trends. If inventory is rising, pricing ahead of the market, not behind it, will help you attract buyers faster too. Next, strategic pricing works. For example, pricing at $500,000 instead of $505,000 can attract more buyers, since now you're hitting the buyers looking $500,000 and under, plus the buyers who have a budget of $500,000 to $600,000. $505,000 and even $499,900 could potentially be missing out on a whole group of buyers that can and would purchase your home. Next, make your home irresistible. In a market with more competition, buyers have options, so your home needs to stand out. Curb appeal matters. First impressions start online, but buyers will drive by before scheduling a showing. Make sure the exterior is clean, landscaping is fresh, and the entryway is inviting. Decluttering is a must for everyone, and stage if necessary. Buyers want to imagine themselves in the home. Removing personal items, deep cleaning, and staging rooms properly can make a huge difference. Professional photos and videos are also a must. Most buyers start their home search online. Dark, blurry cell phone photos won't cut it. High-quality visuals can bring in more showings and better offers. Next, you need to use the market to your advantage. Even though buyers have more choices, many sellers aren't adapting to this new market. That means if you price correctly and position your home well, you still have an edge. Leverage a pricing strategy that creates demand. Some sellers use a slightly lower list price to attract multiple offers, which can drive up the final sales price. Next, offer incentives smartly. If buyers are looking for rate buydowns or closing cost assistance, consider working your strategy rather than just dropping a price. A well-structured deal can help both parties win. Next, be ready to adjust. The first 7 to 10 days on the market are critical. If you don't get strong interest or offers, it might mean your price is too high. Pay attention to showing feedback and online activity. If needed, make a small price adjustment quickly rather than waiting too long and losing momentum. Bottom line, pricing your home correctly from the start, making it look at its best, and being flexible with market conditions will help you sell faster and for more money. Now, let's talk about how buyers can use the shifting market to negotiate better deals and get the best possible price on their next home. For the past few years, buyers almost had zero negotiating power. Homes were selling in days, multiple offers were the norm, and sellers were calling all the shots. But now things are shifting, and buyers are finally having some leverage. So how do you use it to get the best possible deal? Let's break it down. Don't skip negotiations. Sellers are more open than ever right now. In the competitive market of the last few years, buyers had to waive inspections, overbid, and take whatever terms the seller wanted just to secure a home. But now, with more inventory and fewer bidding wars, you have options. And that means sellers are far more open to negotiating. Here's what that means for you. You don't have to overpay just to compete. You can negotiate on more than just price. So like closing costs, repairs, and even mortgage rate buydowns. You have time to make a smart decision rather than rushing into a purchase. Here's the key. Just because the market is softening doesn't mean every home is negotiable. Well-priced homes in great locations still move quickly. That's why knowing how to negotiate smartly is crucial. Use seller concessions to save thousands. One of the biggest advantages buyers have right now is seller concessions are back on the table. These are costs the seller agrees to pay on your behalf, and they can add up to big savings. Here's how you can use them to your advantage. 1. Rate buydowns. Instead of negotiating a lower sales price, ask the seller to put money toward a permanent or temporary rate buy down. I prefer permanent, but to each his own. This can lower your mortgage significantly and save you more money long-term than a simple price cut. Next, closing costs. If you're tight on cash for closing, negotiating for a seller to cover part of your closing costs or all of it is awesome. Next, which is a huge one, is repair credits. Instead of asking a seller to fix things after an inspection, request a credit at closing that you can use to make the repairs yourself. That way you know that they're done right. For example, instead of negotiating $10,000 off the price of the home, you might be better off having the seller use that $10,000 to buy down your mortgage rate, potentially saving you hundreds of dollars per month on your payment. Next, you want to shop smart, but move when the right home comes along. Yes, the market is softening, and yes, you have negotiating power, but don't assume every seller is desperate. The best homes in the best locations will always attract demand. So here's how to balance patience with action. Take advantage of increased inventory to explore more options. Be strategic, but not aggressive. Lowballing too hard can turn off a seller completely. And if a home is priced well and fits your needs, don't wait too long to make a move. The best deals are still going fast, and you have to remember that if you like the home, there's probably someone else that likes that home too. This shift in the market is a huge opportunity for buyers. You finally have room to negotiate, get better terms, and secure a home that fits your needs without the bidding war chaos. So now let's talk about one of the biggest concerns buyers and sellers face. Should you list your home before finding your next one? By now, you're probably feeling confident about navigating this shifting market, whether you're buying, selling, or both. But there's one big question that comes up when you're doing both. Should you list your current home before finding your next one? It's a tough decision, so let's break down your options. Option number 1 is list your home before finding your next one. This is an option that many sellers consider and a lot of agents push. Get your home on the market and hope to find something soon after. But here's where things get tricky. You have pros, like you can take advantage of the current market conditions. Buyers are out there and inventory is rising. So if you price your home right and market it well, you can sell it quickly. You don't have to wait on buyers to make your move. Listing first could get the ball rolling in terms of interest. You could end up homeless. If you sell first and don't have a backup home lined up, there's the risk of having to move out without a place to go. That is a huge risk, especially if you can't find your next home fast enough. Also, the clock is ticking. If you get an offer on your home but haven't found your next place yet, you could be forced to either rush your search or potentially have to turn down offers while still waiting. Buyers are less likely to wait around, and if your home sits too long on the market, you could really risk some negotiating power, a lot of negotiating power. Next option is wait until you find your next home before listing. Some buyers wait until they have an offer accepted on their next home before they list their current property. This can be safer, but it has its own challenges. The plus side is you have peace of mind knowing you won't be homeless or rushed into finding a new place. You get time to look for the right home without having the pressure of selling first. You have no risk of losing negotiating power. Your home won't sit on the market for long, and you don't have to worry about turning down offers, which could hurt your leverage down the road. But you might miss out on your ideal home if it sells quickly. This option gives you less room to act fast on homes that could get multiple offers. It could limit your flexibility and timing when to buy, meaning you may need to be more patient. But option number 3, which is my preferred option, have everything ready, but don't list until you have an offer accepted. Now, this is the ideal strategy for many sellers right now. Here's how it works. Get everything in place before you list your home. Have your home prepped, professionally staged if it need be, take professional photos, and have a solid pricing and marketing strategy in place, but don't hit the market until you've already found your next home and have an offer accepted. The reason why I like this option is you're prepared to act fast. With everything ready to go, once you have an offer accepted, your home can be listed within 24, at most 48 hours. This gives you the flexibility to act on your next home without rushing. You won't have to worry about moving without a place lined up. Also, you maintain strong negotiation power. Your home will be fresh on the market. You'll be in a stronger position since you won't have had your house on the market for months. But it requires patience. You'll need to be strategic and wait for the right home to come on the market while prepping your own home for the sale. The process can take a little longer to get everything lined up, but in today's market, having everything ready to go gives you the flexibility to move when the time is right for you. For most sellers right now, the ideal approach is to have everything ready to go, but don't list until you have an offer accepted on the buy side. This way, you're prepared to move quickly without the risks of being homeless or losing negotiation power. And also, too, sellers will appreciate that you're a serious buyer with a solid plan, and the buyer of your current home will likely feel more confident knowing you're ready to sell without any delays. Having a well thought out pricing and marketing strategy ready to roll, you'll be in a position to move fast when the right opportunity arises. Now, we've covered a lot today. How the 2025 housing market is shaping up to be more buyer friendly, the pros and cons of waiting for lower rates, how rising inventory is creating new opportunities for buyers but adding challenges for sellers, and how you can stand out in a more competitive market. Whether you're buying, selling, or both, it's all about strategy, timing, and being prepared. You want to make the best possible move, and I'm here to help guide you through the whole process. I am Ben Dings with Georgia Home Hub, and I will see you next week.